Okay, hello. Today's video will be me doing a sort of a project pen or more like a makeup inventory check. So I just want to go on a no buy makeup. So I think for the rest of the year until 2026 ends, I am not going to buy any new makeup products until I have completely finished the certain category of makeup. So for example, if I finish all my foundation and there's no backup foundation at all, then that's when I can go out and buy a new one. I think that over the years I've just not been consuming very mindfully, and I think the goal this year or the plan is to not buy any new makeup. I don't know if I'll be traveling throughout the end of the year, then maybe I'll buy more stuff. But if that happens, then I'll give an update. But ideally, I would like to not buy anything and to finish up what I have. So this video, I'll show you my current makeup collection or the stuff that I have right now. And yeah, with that said, let's get started. So for foundation, I have 2 liquid and 2 cushion foundation. So I think this is rather old. This has been 1 year old, the NARS one. This I just bought a month ago. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus one. I don't really like it because it looks very matte on my skin. So I've been trying to finish this up by mixing this with a serum or moisturizer. And then for cushion, I have these 2, and each of these has their own cushion refill that comes when I buy these. This has been, I want to say 2-3 years old, and I'm still using the first cushion. So it's almost done. I think a few more uses and I can start with the next refill for this. This I just bought last week. It's the Jongsaemo Essential Noodle Cushion in the shade N Light, and I have just started this and I've been recently using this a lot. So I guess there's no fast and hard rule where I have to finish a certain foundation, but ideally I would like to just sort of use whatever I have instead of going out to buy. So I wouldn't limit myself, to finish this first cause it's the oldest. But I guess I will just use according to my mood. Anyway, they're all different types of finish. They're all different finishes. These foundations have different finishes. So this is more glowy, this is more matte, this is more glowy, this is more matte. So side note, I want to say that I bought a Dior foundation about 2 weeks ago, and it's gonna come about 2 weeks later. So I can't control that because I can't control that because I already bought that 2 weeks ago. So just so you know that if I do another update later on, there's a new foundation, is because if I do another update later on and you see a new foundation, it's because of this Dior foundation I bought 2 weeks ago. Foundations aside, I have 4 concealers, 2 liquid and 2 cream sort of concealer. I've just on the light so it's a bit brighter now. So for the liquid concealers, I have this NARS Radiant Creamy and this YSL All Hours. I like this, and this has been with me for about a year already. I bought this when I've also bought this together. So as for this, I want to say I'm halfway through it, so hence why I decided to buy a new concealer. This was bought like a few weeks ago. But the problem with this is that it is so yellow and I just have not been using it at all. Okay, maybe on camera it looks fine, but I've been trying to make it work, but it's so yellow. Can you guys see? But I love the finish of this concealer. It's just that the shade is, I don't know why everything is so yellow. Yeah, you can see that it's not really my shade. but I've been trying to wear this under foundation so that it can be covered up by the yellowness. Yeah, so I guess that's a mistake I make when buying makeup. I thought that maybe I like the packaging and maybe the shade I can just get around by blending it, but then now I know that actually maybe it's best to find a more ideal shade range than to go for the formula or packaging. So yeah, I bought this during the Sephora sale, so it was 20% off. Okay, now that it's all blended, it may not look very obvious, but there was once I just wear concealer on my face and I looked so yellow compared to my body. Yeah, so I'm a bit traumatized and I have not been reaching out for this, but I'll still try to use it. Moving on, I have two like solid concealers. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. So this has been with me for about a year or so, and I've been, I want to say, halfway through it. Yeah, this is rather new. I bought it a few months ago. This is the Flower Nose concealer palette. Yeah, rather new. Have not touched this at all because I find that the formula wise it's a bit too slippery and dry, so it just, at the end of the day, it's gone and it's so dry as well. I don't know how that's possible, but this is not my most favorite formula. But other than that, I've been trying to make this work with setting powder and setting spray. So yeah, I will need to use a few more months, and if I really feel that I really cannot work with this concealer, I might have to throw it away. So I think the base is all done. My concealer, my foundation. Let's move on to blush. I have one liquid blush, one cream blush, and two powder blush. Okay, never mind. I have one more liquid blush. This is a free sample. This is by Glow Recipe. I use this from my Sephora points and then I redeemed this. This was bought recently together with my YSL concealer. So it was bought a few weeks ago. And I've been loving using this. No complaints. I redeemed this when I bought this. So I use this a lot. I think that I'm quite happy with my overall makeup collection. I don't feel like it's a lot and I don't feel that it's a very little also. And for the makeup products, I feel like I only have one of each category, like one liquid, one cream, one powder blush, so it's not like too much. So I feel that if in the event that I would want to go out to buy new makeup, I think it will still be okay. But this video is just for me to see how much makeup I can actually use this year. Okay, this is the Westman Natalia blush in the shade Petal. I bought this in December 2025. Love it. I used it a lot. This powder is 2 years ago, so it's rather old and I've used a lot. You can see the rings of the pen already. This blush, I bought it a year ago and honestly it's very subtle and very light and there's barely any pigment, so I haven't really been using it, but I just kept it here to be used on top of my cream or liquid blush to give it a more matte feel. But truth be told, I haven't been using this because I haven't found a way to make it work for my skin tone. So yeah, but I think the formula, the powder is still okay and it's relatively new also. So I'm just gonna let it sit in my collection. Yeah, and maybe after the expiration date and I still have not found how to make this product work for me, I might have to throw it away. But declutter will be at the end of the year when I do another update video of my current makeup collection and makeup project pan update. Okay, that's all for blush. Powders. I have 3 powders. This is about 3 years old. It's by Laneige. It's their sorry, I'm a bit distracted, my phone. Okay, it's their powder with this mesh thingy, and honestly I would want to say that this is 3/4 done because it feels empty already. So I also need to make an effort to finish this, so actually at the end of the year it's I can throw this away. But at the same time, I also like to keep this for traveling because the mesh is it prevents the powder from coming out, and it's very safe, and there's a puff here also, so I just bring this whenever I need to go somewhere. So I've been saving this for traveling. So yeah, and again, I'm not going to force myself to use specifically this and finish this, but you just get to see why I leave this, because they serve different purpose in my life, and I'm not that mad because I don't have that much powders. This one is also another one for traveling. This one I bought it earlier this year, so maybe about 1-2 months ago. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Pressed Powder, and comes with a puff. Okay, barely used as well, so I need to use it. This is my most favorite powder of all time. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Cupcake. So it's a slightly pinkish powder, and this has been bought a year ago, and I kid you not, I've been using this for 1 year. Every single time I use my makeup, every single time I wear my makeup, I use this product, and it's still, I want to say I only use a quarter of it. Yeah, it's still like 3/4 left, but no worries, I really like it. So yeah, so I think my powder collection is fine. It's nothing too crazy. Let's move on to contour. So I only have 2 contour products. This is bought like 3 years ago, and it's my only contour, and there's a pen here, and you can see the rims. So I think I'm still making progress in this. It's not too bad. This is a contour stick that I bought a year ago to use. Barely used as well, because I think it's just an extra step, and I can't really see the effects of this as well. So okay, so I have not really reached for it, but I think it's pretty okay, right, to have 2 contour products. I have 2 highlighters. This is a sample from Sephora, so I redeemed this Rare Beauty in the shade Accelerate. Yeah, it's a liquid highlighter, and this is a powder highlighter from about 2-3 years ago, and it's still with me. I barely used it as well, but because I feel like highlighters just makes my pores bigger, and I don't really think I like using highlighters in my makeup, so I have not been reaching out for this. Okay, I think that's pretty much all. Let's move on to the brows and the eyes. For eyebrows, I have 3. This is the Shu Uemura one. This is bought a year ago, and I have been loving this, and I have brought it to the store to get it sharpened once. So honestly, I use this every day. I don't know how it's still so much product inside, and it makes my brows look very natural. I'm using it today as well, so I love this, and I highly recommend this, although it's like very expensive. But I think that it's very worth the investment if you're only wanting to buy one eyebrow product, because I have never bought any other eyebrow product ever since I bought this, because nothing compares to this. I mean, it's so good that I don't have any issues to want to buy a new product. So this is in the color Heart 9. Love this a lot. And then I bought this Alicia. I needed this because when I travel I don't really want to bring that Shu Uemura one, so I bought this. I like it because it's very skinny. Yeah, no issues with this as well. It's just that I've been loving using my Shu Uemura one, that I really never touch all these. This is also bought a year ago. This is by a Japanese brand called Esprit or something. Yeah, this is a brow pen, brow powder and a brow spray all in one. Yeah, no issues with this, but I still prefer my Shu Uemura, so I have not been reaching this out a lot, but I use it for traveling. Whenever I travel, I'll bring either one of these out. And then I have one brow gel. This is by Alicia, and truth be told is that I never really use my brow gel at all, and I don't really use it at all. So at the end of the year I might have to declutter this, or maybe not, because I think there's nothing wrong with leaving one brow gel inside my makeup collection, so I might just leave it in and not touch it. Yeah, I only have one, so I think it's fine. Eyeliners, I have 3. So I have 3 eyeliners currently. I have 2 from the Canmake. This is the Creamy Touch eyeliner. I have in the color number 3 and number 11, and between the two I prefer 11 because this is too dark for me. But yeah, bought this about 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I bought this in Japan 1 year ago. I bought this 2 years ago. Yeah. So I fell in love with this, and hence Japan I bought a new color. And this color really suits me more. But I think having both in my collection is fine. Having a darker one and a lighter one is good. Depends on what I want to go for. And then I have one liquid eyeliner. I honestly prefer this out of the rest because I find it easier to draw for me. So I prefer liquid eyeliner. This is by DUP. I bought this in Japan last year, but I only opened up this year. So this has been opened 1-2 months ago. Yeah. Okay, and then for mascara, I have 2. This is from DUP and this is from Heroine Make. I don't really like this because I cannot get it to work for me. Maybe I'll have to try a few more times to get it to work for me. If not, then it'll just sit in my collection, or I'll have to declutter this away. It's rather new as well, so I didn't want to declutter it so early. I'm just gonna let it sit in my collection and see whether I want to use it one day. This is by Heroine Make. I love this. Is this very thin brush? Yeah, I love it. I use this a lot. I only got 2 mascaras in my collection, so I think that's fine. It's so jet black. This one, the color doesn't really show up for me, so yeah, it's very brown and it doesn't really want to show up on me, so yeah. Okay, and then I have an Egosal. This is like 3 years ago. This is pretty cheap. It's just to draw it, and then this pink part to like join the flash, and then this is a highlighter pen. This is a free gift, so yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I only have one Egosal pen, so I'm just gonna keep this in my collection. But to tell you the truth, I don't really use it. I don't really draw it goes out. My makeup routine has been very simple these days, so I'll just keep it until maybe it's time that I feel I need to declutter this, then I'll declutter it. But no issues with this. I have no issues. I'll just let it sit in my collection. And then also I have this is like 4 years old, but this is by Peripera. I don't think they sell it anymore. This is basically a liquid eyeshadow. Yeah, I mean, it still works really well. Is to put it on your lids and then you pat it in with your finger. Super shimmery. Yeah, but I don't really use it anymore. I think it's just way too much for a daily makeup look. But I don't know, I don't really want to throw it yet because it hasn't spoiled, and I thought that maybe I could use it one day. Yeah. Lip liners. I have this one by Charlotte Tilbury. I have this one by Clio. Yeah. I've been using lip liners a lot. I'll put lip liners on, and then after that I'll put a lip oil on top or clear gloss on top. So something like this, lip oil, so something like this, what I usually wear. So I've been loving using lip liners, and I do not want to purchase anymore because I'm happy with what I have. Let me slowly finish up before I purchase other stuff again. Okay, let's move on to eyeshadows. I have a couple with me. I'm just gonna speed run it, but I'm just gonna tell you that I really have a lot of eyeshadows and I should not be buying any more eyeshadows. This is by Rick Make, and I've been trying to finish this up, but honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot of product in one shade. Yeah, so I have not been, and honestly I don't really use a lot of eyeshadows because I don't know, I think it looks more natural without eyeshadow. This is by Can Make. It's another pinky shade. This is by Clio. This is a warmer tone palette. I love this a lot, as you can tell, but other than that I have not touched anything else. And this palette is 4 years old. This palette is 1 year old. This palette is 1 year old. These are 1 year old as well. These are all from my Korea trip last year May. So now it's April, so it's been about a year already. So this is the Etude single eyeshadow. Really bad habit because I really don't like this shade. I think it just looks too dark on me and it looks very unnatural. And then this pink barely shows up on me. It's too light and it doesn't look very natural as well. It's very bright. Okay, now it doesn't want to show up on my skin. Okay, but yeah. And then this is 4 years old and I love it a lot, and I just cannot bear to finish it because I already hit pan, right? So I love this shade a lot and I don't know where I can get a duplicate of this shade. Yeah, I love it a lot. So I've been just keeping it in, savoring it. But I know it's a bad habit, so I should really use this up when I really like it. And then I have this one by Shu Uemura. It's okay. I've also been using it because it's very natural. And with that, I actually have a whole bunch of lipstick, lip oil, lip tint, lip gloss over there, but the video will be damn long if I go through every single one of my lip products. But just so you know that I really shouldn't be buying any more lip product. With that, I think that's the end of this video. It's just for me to see how much makeup I have at this point of time and to see whether the progress I made later on when I film this video at the end of the year again. Please take this as a sign to also stop buying makeup products and to use what you have and to consume more mindfully. Yeah. And be grateful for what you have. Okay, with that, bye bye. I'll see you in the next video.
We used to have each other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah.